Alright, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and this evening, during my board game session, I know I'm a couple weeks late than I normally do it, have an ELEMANCERS December project update for you guys. Very exciting. I wanted to hold off a week or so, or two, just because I wanted to see if I could get some additional information. I was trying to lock down this month, so I definitely wanted to do that, and I got the majority of it. So I just want to have as much content for you in this update as possible, because next month is more getting the word out than getting stuff done per se. Now, before I get any further into it, just let me check the Twitch feed. Then we'll get this baby started. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Come on. Connect. You can do it. You can do it. Really? If this doesn't connect a couple seconds, I may just continue the stream and then, of course, add a note to this Shadowbound Games main site with the project update as well, so you can read it in case the sound doesn't come out. Well, I'll just get started. I've never in a long time had the sound not work, but it's never good to assume. Alright. Yeah. I'll just keep going. Alright, cool. So what you may see here on the screen is, why do I have this picture in the gallery up during this talk? And it looks like the main page Kickstarter date has changed. Both of those are true statements. So I'll talk about the biggest thing first, which is I finally have a date I'm going to commit to for when I launched Kickstarter. Before, as you know, I kept advertising it's going to be in January, just because I wanted it to be a soft goal, because I still had too many moving parts that weren't solidified yet, including changes for the Kickstarter build and what the general plan was I'm going to do for marketing. And finally got that locked down, and I'll go more into that. So I did move the date. Originally, I had a soft goal, which was announced, to have it be on January 28th. But for marketing reasons, and as far as the opportunity to get certain reviewers on board, as well as to also take this game to DunderCon in San Ramon next year, I wanted to move the date to February 11th, 2020. So that is the date that the Kickstarter is going to launch. And the Kickstarter is going to run from February 11th through March 11th. And that is going to be set. The next thing you see is, hey, I'm holding a box that look like, is it something you can get in a store? It's shrink wrapped, and you see an ELEMANCERS game box. Holy shit, is the game done? The answer to that is yes. Very exciting. I finally got everything that I needed to complete 3 copies of the Kickstarter physical build of ELEMANCERS Light and Dark. Super exciting. This is what the game box looks like. And after the holidays, as I'll go into for my marketing campaign, I'll show you a lot of updated pretties on certain things that have changed, and more professional displays of particular things in the game, so you can see what things are, as well as how they function in the game. I know before I had videos like a helicopter view, but to actually have better shots so you can see what's included in the game and why you should be excited about ELEMANCERS in the first place. But yeah, very exciting. This picture of me, in case you weren't aware, is Ismortah. Real name Jarrett, but I go by Ismortah when I game and do anything involving gaming. And yeah, just super excited to finally be holding the final copy of this game. It's been such trials and tribulations to get this game to the state it's currently in, and I'm so excited to finally share it with guys. So now I can just start share more information on why it's so cool and such a it's my baby. So treat it well. All right. So what else we got for you? Kickstarter launch date is 2/11/2020. Kickstarter build is completed. So what else have I? So next I'll go into is what else have I completed this month, and what's going to be the goal for not only next month but really up till the campaign, and that I have to share with you. So other things that I've been working on this month is one of which is working with previewers to talk about and advertise the game. And there's been a lot of back and forth, and this definitely is a process that takes longer than expected to get return emails and figure out who to contact and finalize on negotiations on when videos can go up and who can do what sort of videos for me. But I'm excited that I got 4 previewers that are really going to help drive this campaign and provide more information on what it's all about and their own creative ways and outlets. I have 4 previewers lined up. One is Undead Viking, the second Dice Tower, the third Game Boy Geek, and the fourth Man vs. Meeple. All of them well known in the board game industry with growing communities to follow each of those, so it'll definitely help get exposure for the game. I'm really excited to be working with them because they all do different things well in their own ways, whether it's how to play, a preview of the game, or going more into the design aspects of the game and what makes the game sing. So I'm very excited to share those, and those you'll hear more about starting the new year between January 1 and when the Kickstarter goes live. It just depends on the timing of when their videos go live. And that's also why I needed my 3 Kickstarter builds, so I could send to these reviewers to give the 2 cents. Next up is, like I talked about in my last update, now that the game is in a good state, I'm not saying that I won't make any minor changes up through the end of the campaign and maybe after it, but they need to be really small. Really, anything that I should be doing at this point, after I lock down my marketing campaign, is getting the files ready for manufacturing. I'm just not at that point yet, but it's something that needs to happen. The biggest thing right now is to let you know what is going to be included in the game, what the files look like, what does the game look like live, and how's that going to be communicated during the Kickstarter campaign. So I've been working with quotes with manufacturers. Right now I have 3 that I'm still getting quotes from. We're playing the ping pong game of emails to see which one I'm going to go with, so I'm not going to share that at this time because I haven't finalized it yet. But I am happy to say that I am working on getting a contract with Game Trace to provide really cool storage solution for the creature tokens in particular, because that's something that you can't really just use a plastic bag for, because the orientation of the coin is important. It can really expedite the setting up the game if you could just sort of like if you've played Small World Underground in particular, the fact that you can just go to that tray for the clan in particular and grab those, and they have a certain orientation, especially in my game, because face up and face down have different graphics, different meaning, and you actually want to be placing the tokens face down during normal gameplay, and so you don't want to have to A, try to find the color of the piece you should use, and then B, try to figure out which creature trait, and then C, make sure it's right orientation. That's just too much upkeep when you could just have it readily available and in the right state and organization in the game trays. And that's going to be a purpose for it. And the idea is to have that actually in the core game. Now, I can't commit to that until I get quotes with the manufacturer and game trays, but that is definitely the plan, because that'll dramatically increase the usability of setting up Elemencers before you start. Next up is, as far as what has been going on this month, is completing the marketing plan that I'm going to do for the new year and through the Kickstarter campaign. So the idea here is I wanted to attack on multiple fronts. You know, it is a campaign. Think about, like, for example, any of the Democratic presidential nominees. I'm not saying whether, you know, you should be one party or another. Just think about it in terms of one of their campaigns. They don't just advertise on Facebook, even though that's a common place where people interact with getting the information, but multiple channels. That way, in case someone uses Facebook not at all or in a different way, you're capturing people in different mediums that they may be using. And so that's what I want to share with you a little bit as far as my strategy there. Because not only for me to have a successful Kickstarter campaign do I need to have an amazing game, but you need to have people that hear about your game, right? So, other than, of course, word of mouth, however you hear about a game, you will definitely want people to be talking about your game, because then the dollars and time you've put into these different channels to grab people's attention starts growing exponentially. Like a tree, for example. You want to be able to plant seeds, not for every tree, but to plant seeds for one tree and have it bear fruit that then attracts multiple people, instead of just one tree for one person, right? In their backyard growing weirdly. Okay, so this is the idea. So for the next 6 weeks, there's going to be ads on multiple social medias, as well as in the groups I'm a part of in my own community in social media, to be communicating through there. Direct emails. So if I know that anyone from communicating showed some sort of interest, to reach out to those individuals directly to remind them, hey, are you interested in the game, and this is what's going on with the campaign and what to expect when the campaign goes live. Game demos. I'm going to be doing demos in the Reno and Bay Area areas. So Reno area of Nevada and Bay Area in California, just because that's where I'm at, easily accessible. And that will actually also include DunderCon, which is in San Ramon, California, the weekend, I believe it's President's Day weekend, February 14th through the 17th. And you notice that's 3 days after the initial launch of my campaign, so be that direct, hey, play the game, experience the game, go check out the campaign and see how you can help contribute and make this game a reality. So to go over that again, there'll be ads, social media, direct emails, game demos, and of course what I've already gone to, the previewers talking, exposing different elements of my game as well. So we're doing on time, because I don't want this update to be too long. I just want it to be action-packed. All right. So next up what I have for you is, okay, so what is going to be starting into the new year through the campaign? So one, I'm going to be working on game manual polish. The game manual from a functional perspective is done. So you could say the alpha for the game manual is done. So what I can do now is updating the pretties of the game. Updating all of the photos to professional quality. A lot of them were just placeholder that you can use to easily know how to play the game, for example. But I want to have more professional photos so it's easier to see the pictures, or what the picture is showing what I want you to emphasize. So like, for example, if I want to show you the difference between creature tokens, I don't necessarily need to show you the game board, but the different tokens, and maybe have them zoomed in side to side so you can see the difference, for example. So polishing that just to make it look pretty, updating the pretties. And then the marketing activities like I've described to actually start designing the ads, the verbiage I'm going to say at different times for social media blasts, updating my direct email list, etc., etc. Sending my builds to previewers. Kickstarter page design. I have a general outline of what I want to do, but now I need to start developing that the Kickstarter page so that in edit, what is it called? The Kickstarter preview page I can share starting the beginning of February is the idea. So I have a month to get the Kickstarter page down as far as how I want to sell people and how to have where to have certain graphics and how am I going to explain certain information so it's easily digestible as well as being informative. I'm also going to be working on demos. I'm going to be demoing starting the new year all this time wherever I can in the Bay Area or Reno area. And lastly, creating more professional game videos. Instead of just having a helicopter view like you've seen in previous videos for ELEMANCERS and just showing you at a high level, to actually have a properly formatted and zoomed in at different points. That's so it's easier to see certain components or certain parts of the gameplay. So that's easier to understand. So I'm definitely going to be working on those videos as well, including having a live play video so you can see interaction and the strategy as it happens with the group of players. Well, that's it for the update in a nutshell. It is jam-packed with a lot of information, so definitely rewatch this if you want to rehear. But I'm also going to have a written update for this month's blast on the main page, which I'll go to for reference. So you'll be able to see an update in the news, as well as if you are a subscriber for ELEMANCERS Light and Dark and you provide me your email, I can provide you not only the monthly updates, but starting when we get a few weeks closer to the campaign, during the campaign, weekly updates as well as far as what's going on in the campaign, because there'll be different things available and different news and different exciting things happening in the world of ELEMANCERS Light and Dark, definitely during and around the campaign. So you don't want to miss any of those awesome events and information. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. That's the update in a nutshell. Again, you can get more information on the website or subscribing. And next Sunday, 7 p.m. PST, I do plan on having another board game session, which I believe is going to be me going into starting in my game design segment, so that every Sunday I'll go into a different board game and talk about the components of what I like and maybe even show you a little bit of example play. Basically, just going into some of my favorite games that I own and why do I own it and why do I think it's good. But the next stream is going to be this Sunday, so there's not going to be a stream. Wait, what is today? No, I'm sorry. There's going to be a stream this Monday, 7 p.m. PST, and that's going to be going into the latest expansion for Talisman Online. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it's a really cool one. I already purchased it, I just haven't played it yet, and it involves the fact that when you die in Talisman, that you can pursue a quest and gameplay while you're dead in the afterlife trying to get back to your body, which is pretty cool. So definitely want to see Talisman, which is actually right now my favorite online board game, and it's got really cool RPG elements to it. Definitely check that out tomorrow. But that's going to be the last stream until Sunday due to the holidays, just so you're aware. But that is the plan. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, I'm just super excited to finally have this in my hands. The game I've had in my head. Now it's physical. So amazing. So cool. And I'm excited to share it with you all and share more information about why it's so cool. Again, this is Ismortah And thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.